Welcome back to Softcore History. I'm your host for the week, Dan Regester, joined as always by Rob Fox.
What up?
And we got a very special guest this week. Had to bring him in. The big guns, Eli Halperin.
What's up, guys? Thanks for having me.
We have a very Eli-centric topic, I think, today.
We like to write for our guests. And Dan thought you would be the perfect man for this specific
Episode.
I'm waiting.
topic.
Yeah. Well, you do like to talk about a certain group of people, right?
I've been trying to refrain from it lately, but
What's holding you back?
it does emerge.
This is America, baby. Them?
No, a lot of people tell me I should stop doing it, and a lot of them are more successful than me, and I feel like you should listen to people more successful than you.
If everyone's telling the same type of joke, you got to go left where they go right. You know
You
what
gotta
I mean?
zig while they zag.
Yeah, exactly. Like if the space is filled, there's certainly not an opening in the market for it. Although there is a heavy market for it, one could say.
On both ends.
Yeah.
You can either be pro or anti.
It might be the whole market, actually, of everything, at least on Twitter.
You can't be lukewarm on the Jews.
He said it. Now everybody knows what we're talking about.
To a degree. They already clicked on the episode. They saw the title.
Yeah, love them or hate them.
You just got to get on Twitter and write about them.
You have to love them or hate them.
Aren't you Jewish, though?
I'm going to get cornered one day, and they're going to call me anti-Semitic, and then I'm going to flip the fucking script.
Reversing
I'm
the
gonna be like,
card.
you guys are being anti-Semitic against me right now. Shut this company down. That's my dream.
Yeah.
Epstein's in the news right now, of course. So
Yeah.
we're going to cash in on some SEO.
This is really just all an SEO play at this
Yeah.
point. Yeah.
So I figured we'd do it from a different angle.
Why are we still talking about Epstein? There's no
Yeah,
client list.
I had heard that was all bullshit. Although, to be completely transparent, I never cared. Like, truly. Never. Anytime.
I was obsessed with it. That's what started this whole rabbit hole for me. And you know what they say about rabbit holes? At the bottom, the tea disappears. I found out about him in like 2008. I was like in high school, or I don't know, man. In 2020 is when I really started researching the whole like adrenochrome rituals, all that stuff. And Epstein kind of was like the first domino that tipped over all of my preceding investigations.
the secret rich people frat initiation in the woods.
Or tunnels.
Or whatever it is.
The Bohemian Grove.
Yeah. What's the one? There's like a picture of an altar, and someone's like, "I fucking found it." And like, I don't think you did, because you were able to escape.
I first found out about Epstein on VH1's Lifestyle of the Rich and Famous.
Oh, yeah.
He was always featured. Like,
Jeffrey Epstein.
Man of mystery, Jeffrey Epstein.
I love that they did him.
They're
you
just
have to
gassing him up the entire
You have
time.
to do like the anonymous rich people, because they have the real shit. Like Jay-Z doesn't have the shit that Jeff Bezos has. You know what I mean? Like you could see Jay-Z's cool mansion or whatever, but it's not going to equal what someone who has the GDP of a mediocre country has. And that was like Epstein. And
Yeah, also, Jeff Bezos isn't going to waste his money on diamond watches.
also that. Yeah. Diamond mines, maybe, but not a watch. That's the difference between rich and wealth. Do you own a lot of diamonds, or do you own a diamond mine?
There's levels to this.
Yeah.
Speaking of international mystery, did you guys hear that Mike Myers was mentioned in the Diddy trial as a CIA operative?
Shrek?
Austin Powers was Mossad. That's what that means. I find that hilarious.
There is a Diddy joke in Austin Powers 3, I think, Gold member. He's like climbing a ladder and like is climbing over a henchman, and he like like funny, like grabs his belt and his pants fall down, and like so he.
Dr. Evil has Diddy tattooed on
No,
his butt
it was
cheek.
it was a henchman. It wasn't Dr. Evil. I'm pretty sure it was just like a random henchman, and it was like property of Diddy, and it was his butt. His butt was the property of Diddy.
So this has been known for a long time.
They've
been
rumors.
leaving breadcrumbs. It's kind of like when you go back and you watch Starsky and Hutch for the first time since high school, and you realize that whole movie's about drug trafficking, and they're making all these drug references that you get now.
Yeah.
I often go back to watch Starsky and
It's an
Hutch.
underrated movie, actually. It's pretty good. It's pretty fucking funny.
Phenomenal.
Yeah.
I watched it for the first time since high school last week.
That was a big that came out in like 04 something like that. So it was on like HBO and shit in college a lot when I was just like hanging around the fraternity house or whatever. So I've probably watched it like 50 times of it just like randomly being on premium cable, and I love it. It's a fucking great movie.
Yeah, when Will Ferrell's in prison, he's like, "Let me see your belly button."
Yeah, Will Ferrell as the prisoner is fucking fantastic.
Comedy
Dragon.
gold. That whole era, that from like the whole Judd Apatow. We're getting off track here. Listen, that's
all we do, baby.
No, that's fine. We got a great transition, though. You brought up the Mossad and obviously Epstein. We want to attack that from a different angle. So we're going to the Epstein before.
What if there was an Epstein, but before?
We're talking about Robert Maxwell, Ghislaine's father.
Is it Ghislaine?
Ghislaine.
Ghislaine? I thought it was
Ghislaine.
Ghislaine, yeah.
Show some respect.
Yeah.
I've heard Ghislaine so much that I just kind of roll with it.
Feels too on the nose.
It's Ghislaine.
Yeah.
It's a weird name either way.
Yeah.
But we're talking about Papa Maxwell. He was born into a poor Yiddish-speaking Orthodox Jewish family in what is now Ukraine in 1923. His original name was Jan Ludwig Hyman Binyamin Huck.
Okay. Anglicized.
Hyman tracks.
Anglicized it. Fair enough.
Yeah. Have to rebrand with that name.
Yeah.
You're not succeeding with that name.
Well, no, it just depends. Not in England.
Well, you will, but they'll figure out why you're succeeding way too
you
quick.
won't in England. Like, yeah, because he went to England, right? Isn't she English?
We're going to get to it.
All right, yeah.
And he had 6 siblings, most of which died at Auschwitz during
Yeah, I was going to
Holocaust.
say, being born in the 20s in Eastern Europe as a Jew is
not ideal.
not wonderful.
Also ironic that 2 wars were funding Ukraine and Israel.
Bringing it together.
There you go. I mean, to be fair, Ukraine is like low key. People don't really realize this because it was just part of the Soviet Union and the Russian Empire for a while. Low key, like a sick piece of land. Great farmland. They've got Crimea, which is actually like when it's not being bombed, an incredible.
Crimea's been
spot.
fought over.
Crimea's been fought over forever.
So many times.
Do they have a river?
Yeah, probably. I would assume so.
Crimea River.
Maxwell escaped this fate by going to pre-German occupied France years earlier. In May 1940, he joined the Czechoslovak army in Marseille to help fight the Germans. But once France fell, he protested the leadership of his legion and was transferred to the British Pioneer Corps and then the North Staffordshire Regiment, and took part in action all across Europe, including the beaches of Normandy.
So he's a vet. Wait, he was on Sword or Juno or Gold? I forget which one. One of those is Canadian. I think Juno is Canadian. He was on Sword or Gold?
It's part of the British Corps.
Junos?
Yes. Yeah, dude, he landed on D-Day?
He was there.
Dude, this guy's all right. I'm kind of all in on this guy right now. Brave vet.
At this time, he was going by the name Ivan Demure, inspired by one of his favorite cigarette brands, and reached the rank of captain.
It's classy, but it's like low level classy. You know what I mean? It's like naming yourself Cavassier. I'm Jim Cavassier. That works for a while, but once you get into a certain echelon of society, you've got to rebrand.
That's what Jay-Z needs to rebrand as.
Jim Cavassier.
He was awarded a military cross for storming a machine gun nest and got a position with the British Office of Foreign Affairs after the war, where he spent a few years in Berlin and became fluent in 8 different languages.
8 on top of the at least 2 he already spoke.
He just knew total 8 languages.
Yeah. Well,
Pretty
he had a
fluent.
head start. It's not that impressive. Grew up speaking at least 2, dickhead.
With his war record,
Also, hold on. I'd like to say that I don't count it if he speaks both Ukrainian and Russian.
same thing to you.
It's like speaking American English and Canadian English.
Okay.
Barely different.
I'm sure all those languages helped with him publishing all those textbooks.
Maxwell?
Yeah, we'll get to that.
Oh, okay. I didn't know he was a textbook guy.
Yeah, I really want to go in on that. I'm waiting for that part.
With his war record, his skill set, and knowledge from the Foreign Affairs gig, he became an attractive prospect for the British Secret Intelligence Service.
MI6?
He married a French woman by the name of Elizabeth Maynard in 1945, became a British citizen in 1946, and changed his name to Robert Maxwell in June of 1948.
Got to rebrand. You're British now.
Him and Betty would have 9 children over 16 years, including the now infamous Ghislaine.
That's too many.
One of his daughters would die at the age of 3 of leukemia, and his favorite son, Michael, was put into a vegetative state from a car crash at 15. He would die 7 years later. So that was his favorite
Now that we
kid.
know what Ghislaine did, it's kind of nice that all these kids died horrifically at a young age.
You don't know what they're going to get up to? Well, the other, 5 seemed okay? 6, I guess?
What happened to the rest of them?
They just live normal, non-horrible lives.
Living
I
under
guess.
the radar.
Yeah.
It's kind of like Bin Laden's kid, right? He's just in America.
Really?
Yeah.
There were Bin Ladens in America on 9/11, and they were like, we're going to get you out of here because we know you didn't do anything, but
It's crazy we all realize that now.
you can't stick around.
How many Hitlers are still around?
Hitler did have...
Argentina.
Yeah.
You know what? Actually, you remember Dr. Joseph Mengele, the Angel of Death
Yeah.
in World War II? I have a buddy down in Argentina who crossed paths with him, and we knew I'd be interested. So he told me he met his grandson, and they kept the name Mengele, and he sent me his Instagram, and I looked through it, and he's got the eyes. He's got the crazy eyes of Joseph Mengele, and he's just some kid like going to raves and festivals.
So
and
he's
stuff.
not a doctor.
No, he's just some normal
For
kid.
the best, yeah, all right. As long as he doesn't go into medicine,
I think he's fine.
yeah.
Yeah, let him go to raves.
I like that he's like a Nepo baby trust fund kid, but off a high-level Nazi. Just going
Nepo
to-
Nazi.
He's a Nepo Nazi. Like he's
That's
doing...
big in Argentina, though. There's a lot of people like that.
It's big here. How do you think we got to the moon?
Well, did we, though?
We did.
India just took pictures of it, actually. They sent their little rover crawling over the moon, took pictures of our capsules.
Yeah, but it looked the same as an Atari video game from the 90s.
Well, they don't have great... They just got to the moon. It's 2025.
It's India.
It looks exactly the same. Did
They're
you see that
behind.
side by side?
No.
They went to the moon trying to mine for Bob's and Vagine.
Robert was a big proponent for the establishment of the State of Israel. In fact, at his funeral, years later, Israel Prime Minister Yitzhak Shamir praised Maxwell for doing everything in his control to help establish the Jewish state. When the Arab-Israeli War kicked off in 1948, he spent the better part of the year before helping the Zionist army get air supremacy. He had a contact in the Czech government that used an old Nazi aircraft factory to help produce new fighter planes in pieces for Israel. They would take the disassembled planes into Palestine on American cargo in multiple pieces, and the Israelis would quickly reassemble them, which turned the tides for the Jewish forces. So they took a bunch of old, Nazi planes.
Oh, that's what I was wondering. I was like, Nazi? What do we mean it's an old Nazi factory? Every factory over there was an old Nazi factory.
But they took
At
a
some
bunch
point.
of, manufacturing that was built for the Nazis, and then...
Did they take the, ME 266s over there? I think it was ME 266.
It was the Messerschmitts.
Yeah.
And they just what do you call that guy? They just Nats card him.
Yeah. Like a little pit crew guys, just like, quick. Yeah.
Yeah, they
Did
took off
take
the wings.
Did they take I think it's an ME 266. That was the Nazi jet plane that they created at the end of the war. That was absolutely obliterating our fighters, but they only had 6 of them. You know what I mean? They couldn't do anything. It was just too late. And they could shoot down however many American planes they wanted to. We were building 3 times that a day.
So they send these planes to Palestine. Israel gets air supremacy. They win the war with Nazi planes.
Messerschmitts.
Yeah,
Oh.
pretty ironic, right?
It's just fitting, actually.
Stalin was not pleased when he found out his comrades played a part in this and executed Maxwell's contact.
Well, what's one more for Stalin?
The Mossad was formed in 1949, and Maxwell was certainly a big player in Israeli intelligence with the codename Little Scotch.
That's offensive.
I like that. It doesn't. I don't know how, but it is. Yeah.
I feel like he was just a raging alcoholic, and they're like, "Are you drunk right now, Robert?" And he's like, "I just had a little scotch."
Yeah. That's your code name. Yeah. He had a little scotch again.
James Bond's always drinking it, right?
Yeah.
He is, yeah.
He's having a martini every time. It's like, well, that's why there's 3 dead prostitutes in Robert's room again. He had a little scotch.
He's often connected to both MI6 and the KGB as well, and he certainly helped pad his pockets running intelligence operations for all three.
What?
Yeah.
For the KGB?
Yeah.
What the fuck was he doing for the KGB?
None of these were bigger than his operation in the 80s when Robert distributed a bugged Israeli software known as Promise to two of the most important nuclear research facilities in the U.S., Los Alamos and Sandia. The software had a backdoor, which was accessible by Israeli intelligence, given nuclear details to Israel.
What a dickhead.
He was able to do this with the help and approval of the chair of the Senate Armed Service Committee, John Tower.
So it's like pre-Pegasus.
Why were we cool with it?
We weren't.
But he said he was able to do it with the help of a senator.
Yeah. He paid him off, dude.
Good Lord. I guess, thank God, it was just Israel and not an actual country that could hurt us.
Maybe.
Yeah. Went to Russia.
It could have went to Russia,
Or
yeah.
China.
With all this background, Robert built up one of the largest publishing houses and media companies in England. It has gone through a variety of names, being bought and resold a half dozen times over the last couple of years, but is now known as Polestar. So as he's running these intelligence ops, he's also starting his own publishing company.
Wait, what is Polestar?
It's just kind of a conglomerate at this point.
I feel
Just
like
a
I've
bunch
heard of
of
that.
yeah.
And the publishing company was McGraw-Hill, wasn't it?
That's American, I'm pretty sure.
No, he was like the William Randolph Hearst of England.
What was the name of the publishing company, though? Because I'm pretty sure the textbooks that
McGraw-Hill
we
is a
grew up
textbook
on,
company, for sure.
I think that came from Robert Maxwell's companies.
He eventually owns the Mirror Group newspapers. So like Daily Mirror.
Oh, he owned the Daily Mirror?
We're gonna get to it. Yeah.
Oh, Jesus
I wouldn't be
Christ.
surprised if he was behind the medical school Bible. There's this one or a series of books that you read when you go to med school, and on the cover is two authors, and one of them is Fauci.
So the company he starts is Pergamon Press. So it's a academic publisher.
I've heard of that.
Yeah. But now it's known as Polestar.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just sounds like a stripper competition.
He was also elected as a member of Parliament in 1964.
Good for him.
Re-elected in 1966.
Just crushing it.
He eventually lost his seat in 1970 after controversial remarks on how women make for a better assistant because they have no ambition or drive.
All right, this guy seems all right.
I'm actually surprised that did it in 1970.
I know. I thought that would just be like a pretty common belief.
It feels a little early for that to rankle any feathers.
Was that in Israel that they got offended
England.
at that?
England.
England.
He was,
Yeah.
he was a
Well, they
parliament
did have
member.
a queen, I guess.
Have you ever watched, I get served this a lot on my reels, but this was around the time that, like, I guess the feminist movement was going on everywhere around this time. But in England, and I think Ireland too, at this time period, they started allowing women into pubs. And the news would go in and just interview these, like, decrepit old men who just, like, spend all day in the pub. Or, like, they come after work and they're just there for, like, 5 hours. They just don't go home until everyone's asleep. And they're like, what do you think about women coming into the pub? And they're just, like, on their 20th cigarette of the night. And they're like, well, I don't think they should be here. So, say a lot of improper things, suppose you could say. I don't think there should be a woman in here. Not right for their ears to hear, you know? I don't like it. And the lady's like, well, what type of improper things do you say? And they're just like, they can't say it on, like, local news, but he's just, like, clearly like, well, we'll talk about my cock the entire night, basically, is what's going on. I can't do that anymore if there's a bird in here. Just fucking shuffling around. Can't talk about my fucking dick and balls.
At first, I was like, that's kind of gay. You want to get drunk without women? And then the more I thought about it, yeah, it's way more fun to talk when there's not women present.
These are like old married men. They weren't barred from every bar in the country. There were just certain, like, men's only pubs.
Men's clubs.
Essentially.
Yeah.
Like a lot of them though, where it was like, no, sorry, love, can't come in. Like they could go to like singles bars where people would meet up and hook up and stuff like that. But then I guess England was like, it's not, you can't.
That's probably how the Illuminati started.
What, a men's only club talking about your
Yeah.
dick?
Yeah.
Almost certainly.
It's basically what Freemasonry is.
Dan's a Mason, so
I'm a Freemason.
might want to watch out.
You're a Freemason?
Yeah.
You know, my I've never said this on anything before, but my great-grandfather was a 33rd degree Freemason in Morocco.
In Morocco?
Yeah.
That's like a purple belt, dude.
33rd degree is the highest you can get.
I know. I have no idea.
Did he run Morocco?
Um,
Man behind the scene.
I don't know anything about him.
Other than that, like, hyper detail.
I know his name and that's it.
Just make up stories about him.
Yeah, I think you should invent an entire backstory to this man.
You know, for the longest time, somebody convinced me you started Cards Against Humanity.
Well, there is a guy named Eli Halpern
I know.
who did.
Yeah.
And
So I was just like, yeah, I could believe that about Eli.
it does match my sense of humor. I let it play out.
Extremely. I believed it until right now. Because you told me that and you never updated me.
I never updated you. No.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure Gary told me that, and then I think he's fucking with me.
Yeah,
We were at the range day like a year ago, and they're like, "Oh, you know Eli started Cards Against Humanity?" And I looked it up. I'm like, "Oh shit."
I actually did. Internet.
This is the
Google
man.
it.
Everyone would believe it.
Yeah.
Like, completely.
I don't know how you have your money. You have all different avenues. I could believe it.
Yeah, I mean, I got like 6 businesses.
Maxwell would go on to acquire Mirror Group newspapers in 1984, which would include 6 papers, most notably the Daily Mirror, and came in direct competition with one, Rupert Murdoch.
Yeah. See, this is actually the thing that makes him the biggest piece of shit, because British media, anytime people complain about American media, not wrongly, but anytime people complain about American media, I'm just like, man, it could be so much worse. British newspapers are the fucking devil. Like, the worst people on earth. They will print anything.
Aren't those the ones like blaming the girls for getting raped by Pakistani men?
Dude, I don't know if the Mirror's doing that, but that's certainly something. But like, essentially, like, take culture in Britain is like, in newspapers anyway, is like 10x the United States. Like, they will
Take
culture.
Like having a take.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I mean, these papers say fucking crazy shit. And it's weird because
So every paper is like TMZ.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Essentially,
It's a tabloid.
their entire paper system is TMZ.
You know, I'll say that, and this is a take. I don't think it's the news's job to have takes. I think they should just state the facts, show the unedited footage, and let us have our takes.
Yeah, nobody watches C-SPAN, though.
Yeah. There is a channel that does that. That just shows you what Congress is doing. No one watches it.
That's a
We don't
good
want
point.
it. Yeah.
We need it clipped. We need Gary over at C-SPAN just clipping up.
We need it
Congress.
spoon-fed to us.
See, I think I'm on the opposite end of the spectrum now. I've just lost so much faith in humanity that when people complain about the media, I'm like, no, it's your fault.
It's
'Cause
what you
watch it,
ingest, yeah.
and they're giving you what you want because you keep watching it. You are making the decision to tell them that this is the right thing to do. Tune out, and they'll change. If you keep watching it, they will give you exactly that.
It's also good relationship advice.
Yeah. It's like fast food, right? They're like, if someone's like obese and they're just eating fast food all day, and they complain that McDonald's isn't healthier, are you really gonna
Yeah,
Be like-
stop eating it.
be like, yeah, man, McDonald's is an asshole? No, it's the same thing. I'm done being mad at the media, and I'm only mad at people that consume it.
Yeah, I mean, the media's doing their job.
Yes.
Their job is to tell you what to think.
Get clicks.
Yeah.
And your
Drive
job is to
views.
fucking think for yourself. So only one of you can do your job.
We demanded it. We demanded it, and they gave it to us, and now we're mad at them.
Like when I talk about this kind of shit with people that don't agree with me, like family members and stuff,
Yeah.
they'll try to say things like I'm brainwashed. And I'm like, well, let's be realistic here. Who's more likely to be brainwashed? The person that does their own research or the person that is quoting the news? It's like, I'm brainwashed by who? I'm brainwashed by 50 different websites that have no affiliation with each other. You're being brainwashed by one media conglomerate, maybe 2.
It's a simpler life, though.
It is a simpler life. Yeah.
You don't become
A lot of
schizo.
people don't want to think for themselves. A lot of people want to be told what to think. And there's nothing wrong with that. We need that for humanity because people, not all want to be like a multimillionaire and have their own company and empire and stuff. A lot of people are very happy just working for someone else and being told what to do. And
Oh, I hate owning a business.
yeah, I
hate
mean,
We barely own a business, and I hate it.
Yeah.
Like, I just want, this is fine, but when I got to deal with Texas comptroller bullshit and business taxes at the end of every year and stuff like that.
oh, they've been after me.
I want to put a gun in my mouth.
It's so much bullshit. But like, I'll use a small example. Like me making music just for fun on my own accord. I like it more to make them for Street Gonzo.
Right.
Because I get like a parameters, I get a direction.
Yeah.
And he's like, here, do this and make it sound like that. And I'm like, cool, let's go. And then
Working inside a box makes you more creative. Working with limitations makes you more creative.
having structure.
Yeah, that's another good way of putting
Having
it. Yeah.
structure, having a blueprint. So,
An objective.
yeah.
Yeah.
So people need that. We need that. And having someone who's a visionary and a leader is rare.
You can't all be leaders.
We cannot all be leaders. The CEO of
Too many cooks.
HEB has never bagged my groceries.
You don't know that.
We need more bag boys.
No, that's where
You
they
could
start.
have you could have been in there on an undercover CEO day. You don't know.
Undercover boss.
It's just like an old man like doing.
I
it
mean,
all
if any
wrong,
CEO
like,
is going to bag my groceries, it would
probably
be HEB.
HEBs, dude. Yeah, Howard Butts. They should have just called it Butts. I don't like that it's HEB.
I wouldn't want to get my food from a rectal reference.
I would. I'd shop at Butts all the time. You kidding me, dude? I'm going to Butts.
And then they'd have like the small spin-off that only has a smaller selection and gas and its buttholes.
Exactly, yeah. I actually, when I first moved to Texas, to talk about the Jews here for a second, I was like, I saw HEB, and I didn't realize it was an acronym, or not an acronym, but I didn't realize it was abbreviated. And I was just like,
Heb.
I was like, they can't possibly be this anti-Semitic down here.
That's my first thought too.
I was like, this can't possibly be what I think it is. And then I was like, what was that grocery store called? The red one with the huge letters that I could definitely read. How do you pronounce that? Like, it's HEB. It's letters. It's not a word. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah, put the dots.
I
You know?
had some questions. But the
That's
dots are
funny, man.
in the middle. Like, it's a European decimal point. So it threw me off.
I used to think that all the time, and I've gotten so accustomed to it. I haven't really thought of that in years.
What? That you-
Heb.
I was like, there's no way.
My first like 2 years, every time I saw it, I was like, Heb. Oh shit.
I was like, how could this possibly be named that?
Like, we're in the deep south, huh?
I was like, God damn, dude. Like, I'm from Missouri, but this is crazy.
I thought Austin was liberal.
So with his like media empire, he launders money for Israel, the Mossad, and Russian mobsters, most notably Simeon Mogilevich.
What was the origin of the funds?
Drugs, humans, weapons, I assume, was a huge one.
Because the mob, the American mob, they weren't really dealing with drugs at all. In fact, a lot of them had a rule against it. They were just mainly extortion.
That's like the whole thrust of The Godfather, right? Is they're all debating whether or not to get into the drug business. Because they weren't in the drug business at the time.
I haven't seen it.
The Godfather?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's been on my list for like 10 years.
If you enjoy racially insensitive scenes, I highly recommend watching the conference at the end of near the end of The Godfather, where they talk about who they're going to sell drugs to.
I can imagine.
Yeah.
I'll watch it before I die.
Just YouTube it. You can just YouTube some good scenes. You get the gist of it.
I couldn't find much, but there is a connection on Mogilevich, Maxwell, and Trump. And it seems if we want to get into the Epstein stuff, that Donald was closer to the Maxwell side of the family than Jeffrey.
Did he know Robert Maxwell?
Mm-hmm.
So this is an interesting thing, I guess you could say, as far as like Trump and Maxwell. The fact that Maxwell owned, for all intents and purposes, all papers in the UK are tabloids. Like we said, they're all TMZ shit. And Trump was the king of tabloids in the 80s and 90s. Like, he sought to be on the front page of tabloid papers.
He essentially created personal branding.
Yeah.
Trump was like the first guy to do that. And he had a clause with
The
newspapers.
first influencer.
Like, you can say whatever you want about me, just make sure you mention that I'm a billionaire.
Yeah. No such thing as bad press.
That's why he slaps his name on everything.
I would say, but I have friends from New York who like grew up in New York, and I was asking about just, like Trump's like actual like Trump real estate stuff back in the days, like probably 6 years ago, and they were like the general consensus on Trump real estate is that they're pretty mid at actually like making things and like property management and stuff like that, but they are the best branders in the world. Like marketing wise, they're like the best that there is. But like in terms of actual like property ownership and management,
Yeah, I mean, marketing and quality is there's a big gap there. If you've ever ordered something on Amazon and you're like, "Ooh, these pictures look good,"
anything if you get served an Instagram ad that's like perfect,
and then it's just a piece of shit from China,
yeah, drop shipping,
and then you're like,
drop
"Well,
shipper?
well, you know, it's too much work to return this."
Right.
And then their business model is just hoping you're too lazy to return their shitty item.
That's a solid business model, to be honest.
Yeah, I made a lot of money doing that. I was selling fidget spinners, so they can't. All they got to do is spin.
Right. And if it breaks, well, you're the asshole that ordered a $2 fidget spinner. So.
Yeah, again, your fault for partaking.
Right. You made the choice.
You must have crushed in like 2017.
I forgot what year it was, but there was like 3 months where I made a fucking killing. And then the fad just died off.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's like silly bands or something. I'm sure there is a silly band millionaire out there, multi-millionaire, who just got in on it, called up a factory in China, and was like, I need 10 million zebras.
Just have an AI program run the amount of things that are trending on TikTok, and then just make those things.
And then advertise on TikTok.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, if this
Instagram.
whole comedy thing doesn't work out, I'm just going to sit in my room and take Adderall and use AI to build companies.
I actually already get served ads for this, and I'm like, why the fuck are you sending me this? They're like, this 19-year-old or like this 14-year-old built a multi-million-dollar company with AI and blah. I'm like, I'm not
Cool,
gonna...
where does he live?
Yeah.
I'll go rob him.
Yeah, literally. That's the only interest I have. Give me his address, because I'm not going to do that.
I saw somebody got a rejection notice from a company after interviewing, and it was like just written by Chat GPT.
Chad. My wife calls him Chad.
Chad.
Chad GPT. She's like, I talked to Chad about this. We should like ask a baby question. By the way, I meant to tell you earlier. I think my son is worried about you.
Was he worried?
As I was leaving for the podcast today, I'm like, good night, buddy. I'm not going to see you. You're going to bed. And he's like, okay, good night. And then he runs up to me at the door and he grabs my hand and he goes, Daddy, I have one more thing to tell you. And I was like, what? And he goes, he's 3 years old. He goes, make sure Dan's okay.
That's ominous.
Yeah.
It's not
He's
great.
3?
He's 3.
Oh,
See,
dude, he remembers you from a past
From
life.
past life, he's got to be like a psychic.
Yeah. He's like, make sure, is your grandfather?
You should drill him on that a little bit. Try to get some info
Okay,
out.
well, give me some details on your grandparents.
Grandparents are great grandparents.
Are your grandparents alive?
No.
Okay. Just anyone who would care about you, who's dead.
Okay.
I swear to God, if one of your OD'd friends jumped into my kid, I'm gonna be furious.
Dude, I bet it was. When was he born?
He's got one in mind. Dude.
I got a couple friends.
2021?
Oh, yeah.
God damn it!
I got a couple buddies.
I got a fentanyl soul in my child. It's bullshit.
It's better than like a fucking child that dies in an accident or something.
I guess. Is it?
I don't know, like a little baby gets yeeted through a car windshield and then goes right into your baby.
That's still a blank slate, though. I don't need some piece of shit living in my child.
Your child's probably going to be a piece of shit regardless.
Yeah, you're judging as how humanity has been for the last million years. Your child has probably raped and murdered thousands of people.
If he's reincarnated, almost certainly.
He's got to be reincarnated.
We've
We all have to be.
we all have like 1,000 rapists in our bloodline, without even like that might be lowballing it, to be quite honest.
Yeah, I mean that's probably how we all got here.
I mean, I'm Irish, so at some point, you got to think some English guy.
Yeah, you got some English in you, huh?
Yeah, it wasn't too friendly. We have red hair actually in our family, which comes from Vikings, which come for the most part. So we're Irish, and the Vikings raided the fuck out of Ireland. That's how red hair got into Ireland.
Mm-hmm.
So there you go.
So, yeah.
Yeah,
Your child is a product of
we're gonna be
rape.
a monster. Fair enough. It's a higher likelihood. Yeah.
Redheads are either the nerdiest or the toughest people. I feel like there's no middle ground.
Our middle child is a redhead.
Trying to think of a
TBT
tough
on
redhead.
the youngest, but the middle child just like
Sean Magnus.
You think he's redhead?
Absolutely.
I thought he's like blonde.
No.
Like a strawberry
No,
blonde.
he's redhead as fuck. And he's
Okay.
a
a
beast.
strawberry blonde is how a redhead brands themselves to not be called a redhead.
That's true.
So
It's also odd to be like a ginger from Alaska.
Yeah.
It's a little off.
yeah, it's the right. It's the
That's
right
like an
climate.
origin story, though.
It is.
Our redhead's taking beatings though. Like like our oldest just like spear tackled him the other day because our redhead's the middle child, and I was like, oh fuck, like it was a bad tackle, and I was like, oh shit, he's gonna be like screaming in 1 second, but he just laughed it off.
Yeah, they supposedly have a lot higher pain tolerance.
It seemed like he did, because he's also gotten stitches before from smashing his head on our fireplace, and he cried. But then was like fine, as there was just a giant fucking gash in his forehead. I took him to the hospital, obviously. But like he was just like, what's going on? Blood keeps getting in my eyes. That's weird. So maybe he's the man.
Maybe they do have souls.
Maybe we'll find out.
By 1988, Maxwell's various companies owned, in addition to the Mirror titles and Pergamon Press, Nimbus Records, Maxwell Directories, Prentice Hall Information Services, and Berlitz Language Schools. He also owned half of MTV in Europe and other European television interests. Maxwell Cable TV and Maxwell Entertainment. Maxwell purchased Macmillan Publishers, the American firm, for $2.6 billion in 1988.
Good Lord. That feels like a huge deal for 1988.
It's a lot of money.
That's what you're buying like the Pittsburgh Pirates for today.
Yeah. But he owned half of MTV.
MTV Europe.
It's pretty sweet.
Yeah, MTV Europe was kind of big, to be honest.
He was also the chairman of Oxford United, saving them from bankruptcy and attempting to merge them with Reading in 1983 to form a club he wished to call Thames Valley Royals. He took Oxford into the top flight of English football in 1985, and the team won the League Cup a year later.
They won the Premier League?
Not the Premier League.
Oh, okay.
Maxwell
Then I don't
used
care.
the club's old ground close to his office at Headington Hill Hall to land his helicopter, and fans would chant, "He's fat, he's round, he's never on the ground."
Wait, is he fat?
He gets fat
Okay.
Why was he never on the ground?
because he's in a helicopter.
All right.
Just floating in there. I didn't realize he was a
I feel like we've collectively gotten better at chants.
A little
Yeah.
bit, yeah.
yeah, it's kind of whatever.
The British are better than us, though, with that kind of stuff.
With chanting,
Yeah.
yeah. USA is it's not like it's fun, it gets me jacked up, but it's not that like cool of a chant.
No, it's usually anti-Trump chants.
What?
Just the chants I've heard lately.
Oh, any protest chant is dog shit.
Yeah.
All of them.
Did you see the street gonzo where they're like 1, 2, 3, 4? I declare a thumb war. They're just
They
walking.
were no.
Well, it was just Gary and Joel saying that.
Yeah. Good. Good for them.
He also attempted to buy Manchester United in 1984, but the owner, Martin Edwards, refused to sell it to Maxwell.
Yeah, why? I mean, if it's not for sale, what do you just walk up and it's like, I want to buy it?
No, it was for sale, but he's just like, I'm not selling it to
Oh,
Maxwell.
okay.
Yeah.
I just found out what Manchester United was like a year or two ago. Because I would always be texting people and I'd be like, man, you know what? And then it would capitalize, man, you. And I was like, why does it keep doing that?
Oh, Apple would correct you to the
To Man
soccer
U.
team?
Yeah.
That's stupid.
Yeah, that's how I found out what Manchester United was.
Ari Ben Meneshi, a former employee of Israel's military intelligence, approached a number of news organizations in Britain and the U.S. with the allegation that Maxwell and the Daily Mirror's foreign editor, Nicholas Davies, were both longtime agents for Mossad. He also claimed that in 1986, Maxwell informed the Israeli embassy in London that Mordecai Vanu revealed information about Israel's nuclear capabilities to the Sunday Times, then to the Daily Mirror. Vanu was then kidnapped by Mossad and smuggled to Israel, convicted of treason and imprisoned for 18 years.
What secrets? We knew they had nukes.
We didn't, though. They're
In
not
the 80s?
They're not supposed to have nukes.
In the 80s, we didn't know they had nukes?
We didn't know.
I feel like I've lived my whole life knowing Israel had nukes.
I don't think they
They
technically
still don't
have
admit
nukes.
it.
Yeah, okay.
They still don't admit it. But
They've never tested. They've never done a test.
no, that's why every country around them is being suspected of it, because they were like, we want to make sure we're the only ones with them.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
also crazy. We were looking it up the other day. How many nukes do you think the world total has dropped?
How many nukes have been detonated in planet Earth?
Oh, a lot more than I thought. I
Same.
thought it was like 2 or 3,
But with testing,
and it's like 90 or 100.
No,
or
it's-
something.
north, way north. How many nukes have been dropped on the planet, Rob?
Over 2,000.
Wow.
We have detonated a nuclear weapon over 2,000 times.
Have you heard that nukes may be fake?
A fake?
Yeah,
He doesn't believe in nukes.
What do you think was dropped on Hiroshima?
a bomb,
It's just firebombing, like Tokyo.
an actual, just
And it was doctored
just a
footage
big
or whatever.
bomb?
I mean, you can get a mushroom cloud just from a big bomb, but
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure they did do it.
Well, there was I don't know if you saw this interview. I wasn't able to find it, but it was some member of government being interviewed, and they're saying something along the lines of, well, you can't make math illegal. And the politician guy is like, well, yes, we can, and we have. In the Cold War, we made it illegal to discuss or share any type of physics involving nuclear power and nuclear weapons. And sure, you could say, well, that's because they don't want that information to get out.
National security, yeah.
But you could also look at it and be like, well, maybe this shit is made up.
Why would Israel spy on us to steal the math?
Because they didn't know it was fake, dog.
Israel, why would Israel spy on us?
No, to steal that information if it was fake.
Well, I assume they already had it.
Also, I feel like the information's not the problem. It's the materials to make it.
The sourcing, yeah.
Yeah.
This is secrets too from Los Alamos.
I'm sure there are some secrets for sure, especially in how to build like a really sweet one. Because most of like North Korea and I think Pakistan, India, like they don't have like insane nukes. They've got like World War II level nukes.
Tactical nukes.
Yeah, like they don't have the stuff that us and Russia and probably China have. That is like,
Pocket nukes.
yeah, like they have little ones.
How small of a nuke could you make?
I have no idea. But
That would be fun. A little
Poundage-wise?
tiny nuke.
like in Starship Troopers,
Like
where
a
they just put
grenade nuke?
in an RPG.
It's just a bowling ball size, like 12 pounds.
Yeah.
Have you seen Starship Troopers?
Uh-uh.
Oh, okay. That's like a sci-fi movie where it's like a sci-fi army movie where in the future they just have little like RPG nukes where you can just like wipe out a section of bugs.
If nukes are real, that should be possible.
If nukes are real, 2,000 nukes on this planet don't seem great. I don't know. Is there just a part of the oceans that are just decimated?
Probably.
Like radioactive sharks?
Yeah, the French detonated a bunch just in the fucking Pacific. So do we, I think. And they're just like, eh.
I think it's reasonable to question if math and physics in certain fields are even real.
Dude,
Like- For example,
Definitely with string theory, probably.
yeah, I would say a lot of the stuff that physicists focused on now are like, it is like not real.
Yeah.
They're like trying to figure it out still, I guess. But
Stephen Hawking. Stephen Hawking was on Epstein Island.
Allegedly, yeah. I don't even know. That might be a made up story, but I like to think it's true.
I think there was pretty substantial evidence for it.
That's a name that came out for the alleged
Let's
reports,
assume
yeah.
it's true for the remainder of this point I'm about to make.
I
Okay.
want it to be true, yes.
yeah.
So Stephen Hawking was on Epstein Island, and everyone was, joking around like, if you get raped by Stephen Hawking, that's kind of your fault. Or like he was having midgets watching. They were making jokes about it, but no one really paid attention to the real issue, which is that Stephen Hawking, first of all, everyone on Epstein Island was a puppet of some sort, right?
Okay.
Everyone was there for a reason, to be blackmailed and controlled to push certain ideas and worldviews and influence the world. I mean, his whole thing was like funding science. He donated he invested $40 million in a Palantir.
That's one thing I read about actually is that like, well, I don't know who Hawking worked for, like what university he was with or whatever, but like there's a lot of professors that were with Jeffrey Epstein, like a lot of famous professors, and people were like, isn't this suspicious? And then I was reading something where it's like, Yeah, actually, universities hire famous professors and pimp them out to billionaires all the time to get funding. To be like, oh, you want to hang out with our famous Pulitzer Prize winner or Nobel Prize winner?
How much money did Epstein wash to the universities?
Yeah. But that's like a thing. Like they take their famous professors, whether they're like authors or scientists or whatever.
Professor influencers.
Yeah, and they pimp them out to billionaires and shit like that, so that they will make the pitch to get money for their department or their university or whatever.
I don't think we can use the term "pimp them out" when Epstein was actually pimping
out. Yeah.
But so
figurative pimping, but yeah.
But the thing is, Stephen Hawking is the perfect puppet. Literally a puppet. You can move him around. You can plug into his box what he says. Did you see back in like the 80s, he had a translator where this guy would put his hand on Stephen Hawking's like shoulder,
like Helen Keller,
and Stephen Hawking would talk, and he would go.
The guy could tell by the vibrations.
And the guy would give him a whole advanced explanation, and you can watch that fucking video and be like, that guy is not a translator. There's absolutely no way he could have told what he said. And the thing is, Stephen Hawking's two biggest contributions to science were about gravity and black holes.
Yeah.
And he was also an atheist. He promoted atheism.
Yeah.
So now you have to look at gravity and black holes and question the validity of those.
Of black holes? Wait,
Yeah.
of gravity?
Yeah.
What do you think is happening right now?
I don't know. I'm not a flat earther, but I know the force of electricity and magnetism are more powerful than gravity.
Okay. I don't know if that's even a controversial statement or not, because gravity is just a force. Like, it's just...
Well, gravity's a force that's at 9.8 meters per second squared.
On Earth?
And, yeah, on Earth. And I don't know what electricity and magnetism are at, but they're much stronger forces. I think electricity is 34 times of a stronger force than gravity.
Okay.
Which does support the flat Earth theory. But I've researched flat Earth a lot. I have never been mildly convinced. But it would make sense to me if the Earth's core was a magnet, and that's what's holding us here.
Well, I think the Earth's core is magnetic. That's one of the reasons we're alive, is that the magnetic field keeps us from getting fucking fried.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, like the Earth's core definitely has magnetic properties. I'm as confident as someone who sucks ass at science can possibly be.
Isn't that already accepted, though?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
No, we literally, like when the Aurora Borealis is the sun hitting the magnetic field, basically, or what I think.
I mean, atoms operate off magnetism. That's what keeps electrons rotating around the nucleus.
Yeah, negatives.
It's
and
not
positives.
gravity.
Yeah.
If it was gravity, it would all just compress into each other.
Right. Well,
I mean,
and
I'm
that
sure
probably does happen if gravity's super heavy, because that's how elements are made, right? You get more shit in when there's more gravity and more magnetism from the atom. I think I'm out of my depth completely.
Yeah, anyone who
science.
really understands gravity, we probably look like idiots right now. But
yeah, that's how we sound when we talk about guns too.
I'm not saying gravity's bullshit. I'm just saying if a sexual blackmail puppet has been promoting the concepts of gravity and black holes, we should probably question them and look into them. Especially when...
Yeah, but he's not the only person that's done that homework. Einstein was the first one to theorize a black hole.
And Einstein was a Jew.
I think he did. I don't think he was an atheist, though.
There's a lot of Jew science that I don't think really applies to everyone. Like the Sigmund Freud talking about how everybody wants to fuck their mom. It's like, maybe not. Maybe not everybody wants to do that.
Maybe that's just you, dog. Yeah.
Oppenheimer, not Jewish, though.
Oppenheimer wasn't?
No.
What?
He wasn't Jewish.
No, he wasn't Jewish, yeah.
So you should believe in atom bombs.
That's good Christian science.
Listen, I like to play devil's advocate. Literally, because they're the devil.
Menashe also implicated John Tower as a collaborator in Maxwell's Curious diplomatic publishing network. He states that Maxwell played a part in the secret Middle East arm deals dating back to the Reagan-Carter campaign in 1980, and also played a part in Iran-Contra.
Oh, I was going to say, was it Iran-Contra or also, so on top of Iran-Contra, other Middle Eastern arms deals? I can't even, I'll be honest, I've never heard about an arms deal in the second half of the 20th century that even gets my ire up a little bit. I'm just like, yeah, I don't know. That just sounds like typical government bullshit. I don't know.
Journalist Seymour Hersh of The New Yorker repeated some of the allegations during a press conference in London held to publicize the Samson option, which was Hersh's book about Israel's nuclear weapons. So yeah, no, Israel's never admitted they have nukes.
You know about the Samson option?
No, what's that? There's somebody cutting their hair?
So Samson from the Bible.
Yeah, I figured, dude. That's who it was.
There's this one story where he is in the temple and rips down the pillars, killing himself. So he destroys the temple and everyone in it along with himself. So the Samson option is if Israel loses the war and is in a position where they're going to stop existing, then they just nuke everyone.
It's over. Game over.
And Netanyahu said that recently.
I mean,
he said if Israel will fall, many other countries will fall
now,
with us.
That's just mutually assured.
Which sound like a threat to the world.
Yeah.
Just mutually assured destruction.
What part do the red heifers play? I keep hearing red heifers.
So there's a biblical prophecy. And when I say biblical, I mean Old Testament, because Jews go by the Old Testament, not the Bible. But the Old Testament is in the Bible. And no, they actually, if you really look into Judaism, they hate Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
And red heifer with no flaws or blemishes needs to be sacrificed, burned to ashes, have their ashes mixed with water, and then they use that water to cleanse people, and then they enter the third temple, which is the beginning of the Messiah in Judaism, and in Christianity, the beginning of the Antichrist.
So the end of days. That would explain why evangelicals love Israel so much. Like, hell yeah, dude.
It doesn't make sense, though, because
go meet God.
If you're truly Christian, you should be against Israel, because Israel is against Jesus, and everything lines up to where what is attributed to Satan in Christianity is pointing directly at Judaism in the Old Testament. Like the Star of David, there's no mention of a star being related to David in the Old Testament or the Bible. But in the Bible, I think it's Acts 4:9, the Star of Remphan is described exactly like the Star of David, and Remphan is another word for some satanic, demonic deity. And I had ChatGPT populate ChatGPT, like the unicorn company with all the Indians working. I had it populate. I was like, paint me a scene of this Acts 4:9.
Yeah.
And it looked like Moloch, the body of a man, head of a bull, fire chamber with the Star of David behind him.
Okay. First off, just sounds like a ripoff of a Minotaur.
Yeah, that's a Minotaur.
Feels like they didn't even make that.
That's Greek.
Yeah. Stealing valor. And also Christianity spread quickly into Greece. Like Greece was one of the first. It started really in the Greco sphere more than the Roman sphere or whatever. A lot of Paul's letters are like to Corinthians, and there's another fucking city in Thessalonica, whatever the fuck it's called. Yeah, they're just stealing. They're like, what would scare the shit out of the Greeks? A Minotaur. A Minotaur will do it.
Yeah. At the Cold War's end, Maxwell was the man on the phone advising Boris Yeltsin how to thwart a hardline communist coup and passing messages to Bush's national security advisor, Brent Scowcroft. On November 4th, 1991, Maxwell had a kind of argumentative phone call with his son Kevin over a meeting scheduled with the Bank of England on Maxwell's default on £50 million in loans. Maxwell missed the meeting, instead traveling on his yacht, the Lady Ghislaine. Or Lady Ghislaine.
The Lady Ghislaine.
Yeah. Maxwell's last contact with the crew was at 4:25 a.m. local time. The next day, he was missing.
Off the boat?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he died mysteriously on his yacht.
It has been speculated that Maxwell was urinating into the ocean, nude at the time,
Did you just
as
say
he often did.
urinating?
Yeah,
He
peed.
was pissing off the side of the boat instead of
He was naked.
in many of the toilets on his fucking yacht.
Yeah,
He-
that doesn't seem like a thing a guy like that would do, you know? Me on a yacht, I'd piss off a yacht.
Right.
No, this guy, I guess, often would just walk around his yacht naked and
I mean,
piss into the ocean.
He is a little Scotch.
Yeah, that's true. He had a little scotch.
Yeah.
And took a little piss. Then he took a little dip.
And also, once you're
was a
that level
forever dip.
of like wealth and power, that just feels like something you would do. I'm gonna piss on the ocean.
I'm a big peeing outside guy.
on Poseidon.
That was
Yeah.
first thing I do when I wake up. I go into my backyard and I take a piss outside.
As a homeowner. That's
I
your
live in
right.
a complex, actually.
Yeah.
Go just piss on the barbecue pit, the communal barbecue pit, and the
Like a
apartment
dog.
complex.
You're just marking your territory.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I got a backyard. Sometimes, this one time, my neighbor was out, and I go out there butt naked, dick out. He can probably see up to here.
Yeah.
Because there's like a step, and he's over there on his deck. And he's like, "What's up, man?" And I'm like, dick in hand, like, "Hey, dude,
Go inside, please.
turn around."
I pissed in my backyard like once or twice. Like I live in like a proper neighborhood with like family.
Your
on the
neighborhood
other
is
side.
not proper, dude.
There are families. It's a gated community.
Whatever.
It's a gated community.
It's not nice.
Suck my dick. What are you talking about? It's not nice.
Can't
Dude.
say gated without gay.
You have like a ravine going through your fucking front yard.
That is true. We do have a small creek going through our front yard or whatever the fuck that is. It flies like all over me right now. But yeah, I have to like go like pee on the side because my nightmare is that like a child just runs out and plays and like peeks through the fence.
Yeah, you don't want to accidentally expose yourself.
No.
That was the thing I looked for when I bought the house. I was like, "Can you see my dick over these fences?" Nope. Let's
to
let's
go.
do it.
Yeah.
He was presumed to have fallen overboard from the vessel, and his naked body was recovered from the Atlantic Ocean. Besides a graze to his left shoulder, there was no noticeable wounds on Maxwell's body. The official ruling, held in December 1991, was a death by heart attack combined with accidental drowning. However, his baby girl, Ghislaine, believes it was probably Mossad that took him out.
Had an agent on board, shoved him over. You wouldn't even, by the way, have to give him a heart attack. You just have to push him in the ocean and keep trucking.
Yeah.
He's not. You can't just survive treading water in the ocean.
He probably just got pushed
I
over.
bet I
Yeah.
could.
All right, you're not a fat 70 or 60-year-old man who's shit-faced drunk and naked.
Not yet.
Maxwell was given a lavish funeral in Israel, attended by the Israeli Prime Minister, the Israeli President, and at least 6 servant and former heads of Israeli intelligence, and was buried on the Mount of Olives in Jerusalem.
I have a real problem with any country that has both a president and a prime minister.
Pick one.
It's too much. It's too confusing.
Wait, Israel has both?
Israel's both. Russia has both.
What is Netanyahu?
Prime minister.
Who's the president?
I don't fucking know. So what does that guy even do?
Nothing.
Yeah, and the same with Russia. There's a president and a prime minister.
Yeah, because Putin would rotate.
Yeah, with Medvedev. And I'm like, what is this other job? What the fuck is president if there's a prime minister? It drives me insane. I hate it.
What's the head of football operations? When you have a GM, you know?
Right.
Same thing.
Chief?
There's a lot of baseball teams do that now too, where they'll be like, yeah, there's a general manager, and then there's a head of baseball operations who's just like the actual GM at that point.
Yeah, and like, how are we supposed to know the hierarchy?
Sounds like president's higher to me.
Maybe that's the point.
But then,
Yeah.
then CEO's higher than that?
Yeah, it's
Chief Executive Officer. What does that even mean?
drives me insane. Any country with both, not a proper country.
So that's what I could pretty much find about this man, Robert Maxwell. I didn't want to go too crazy into the conspiracy holes, but just things that are well documented. He introduced Ghislaine to Jeffrey, I think in the 80s.
Okay.
So
Because
obviously
he
there's,
was washing money.
yeah, there's
And
connection
Bob
there.
was washing money.
Yeah, I think they met through, I would imagine, those channels of organized crime.
Yeah, it was my buddy who I washed money with.
That's kind of the biggest thing with the Epstein situation is nobody talks about all the crazy financial crimes he commits. It's always the pedophile stuff. But I think that might be more of a cover for the financial crimes.
I think he was making CRISPR babies to design ideal kids for him to fuck. And that's what the Cabbage Patch Kids originated. They grew them in a farm underground in Virginia.
Sure.
And then someone was like, this would be good children's IP.
Yeah.
Let's make a cartoon and some dolls.
I think there's a lot of well-known stuff that has a really dark history.
I think, based on my reading of most children's shows from my childhood, like the Muppets, it was just weirdos dropping acid. And then I guess by the 90s, it turned into weirdos who wanted to make dick jokes for children to speak with like Dan Schneider. I guess it was the 2000s.
Yeah, but Nickelodeon, I think, was riddled with pedophiles.
Nickelodeon was riddled with people who took acid, for sure. Like, watch Ren and Stimpy or the Rugrats. They are fever dreams. No, it's weird that they were even children's programming.
Hey, Arnold.
Yeah, Hey Arnold a little bit. Like, it's just like the most bizarre fucking shows.
They kind of psyoped me into wanting to do psychedelics because I grew up such a fan of cartoons, and one of my big motivators for doing acid was to get the hallucination experience because I wanted the world to become cartoony.
You wanted to live in Rugrats.
Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty much.
You've met the
And it
DMT
did. It was
elves.
awesome. It was the best. So worth it. Rick and Morty, I mean, obviously.
Rick and
they're in
Morty
that same-
is this almost the exact same vibe as half the children's cartoons I grew up watching. I swear to God. It is just fucking like the shit that they were pumping into our brains in the 90s. Like, I would watch Beavis and Butthead, and that would be less bizarre to me than like Ren and Stimpy or Rugrats, which was on children's programming.
I don't really remember it too much. I would get flashbacks from SpongeBob for a while.
I was
He's
a
like,
little.
we can go to my house and turn off all the lights.
See, that's
Anyway,
when
that was
that's
gay.
when Nickelodeon got into the weird like dick joke stuff, like the Dan that wasn't Dan Schneider, but that was like the Dan Schneider era. I was too old for SpongeBob. I was like a
Or like when it said sex in stars in The Lion King. See, shit like that, I don't think is some crazy conspiracy where they're trying to sexualize children. I think it's just a bunch of animators getting drunk together and
Literally.
like wanting to fuck around.
yeah, 100% putting a dick on the Little Mermaid cover. That's just them being fucking weirdos.
But now that I know this man owned half of MTV Europe, I'm trying to think of any MTV shows that might have groomed some kids.
Ren and Stimpy started as an MTV show and it moved over to Nickelodeon.
Interesting.
And Ren and Stimpy is go watch Ren and Stimpy episodes and then be like, how the fuck was this on Nickelodeon?
I feel like I wasn't allowed to watch that.
I probably wasn't
seems-
either.
Right.
What?
That seems right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
I
it
don't
was,
have any memories of watching Ren and Stimpy.
it's a fucked up show. It's like a chihuahua and I don't even know, a cat, I think. And he's just like, there's just like every episode is basically just like, Stimpy, put it in, do it. And Stimpy's like, I don't know, Ren. And he's like, no. Like it's a fucking.
Yeah, they're like tweakers. They're
They're
homeless
tweakers. Yeah. Yeah, they are. They're like two heroin tweakers.
Are
Or
they
meth tweakers.
fucking each other?
It's like they don't do that, but it's like essentially like there's lines like that constantly. Like, I need it in me. And Stimpy's like, oh, no. And it's just like, yeah, I'll let my 8-year-old watch this. Why the fuck
Why
not?
not?
It is bizarre as fuck.
What did you guys learn today, if anything?
Robert Maxwell is a war hero, a media mogul. I mean, he is a war hero.
Technically, yeah, he's got the medals.
Like, full stop. He's a war hero. Also, just that I guess he helped Rupert Murdoch go on a downward media spiral of who could one-up each other the most.
yeah.
Because what did Murdoch own? The Mail?
I think the Sun.
Okay. Yeah. The Sun and the Mirror are like garbage.
I learned that with hard work, determination, good connections, a little bit of luck, you will still end up being a despicable piece of shit.
Yeah. It is actually a weird path for him since he did, like, I don't know, he's a World War II hero. And he's just like, all right, now it's time to be a piece of shit
Started Israel.
for the rest of my life.
Really?
I mean, that's fine. I don't care
Major.
about that.
He was a major part in starting the state of Israel.
That's fine. I don't care about that. But, like, stealing U.S. nuclear secrets is a lot.
With the Promise software, yeah.
Yeah, that's with a senator. What happened to that senator?
I think he was just like one of Bush's boys.
Fucking Bush. Bush probably gave the okay,
Yeah.
honestly.
I miss Bush sometimes, man.
Which
I saw
one?
a clip of him. W.
Oh, see, I think
HW, I think, gave him the okay.
I think HW is low key the best or second best president of my lifetime.
I wasn't alive yet.
I was very.
He was CIA.
But George W. Bush, I saw a clip of him recently, and it was when he was running against Al Gore, and he's like, "Well, Al Gore's always saying he invented the internet. Well, then how come every website starts with a W?"
That's a knockout punch.
Yeah, no, he had some fucking.
Yeah.
He was funny, dude.
He was spitting some fire there.
He was a funny dude, like full stop.
Now watch this drive.
Yeah,
It's one of the best clips.
I guess at one point he told I forget who the Karzai, the president of Afghanistan, when we liberated Afghanistan.
He ducked a shoe.
He did duck a shoe. It was a good duck too.
Yeah, he was quick.
But Hamid Karzai was like bitching at him or something, and George W. Bush was like, "You know, you wouldn't be alive if it wasn't for me, right? So maybe calm down." He was like, "I made him stop from killing you, so just shut up." He's a funny dude.
Afghanistan was all about Israel too.
What did Afghanistan have to do with Israel? That place was useless.
Osama bin Laden was against the mistreatment of Palestinians.
Okay. Oh, that makes sense. I mean, yeah, I'm sure he was. But he was Saudi also. He wasn't even Afghani.
Didn't you see that letter that went viral that he wrote before 9/11 saying, "We have no problem with America. Our issues with the way Israel."
yeah.
We did an entire episode on that.
The
actually.
one that misquotes Benjamin Franklin.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a Benjamin Franklin quote in there that's like completely made up.
Yeah, I remember.
Bin Laden might have been
I looked
just
into
full of
that and I
shit.
immediately realized that was fake.
Yeah, and we actually posted a clip about it, and a lot of the comments were like, "Who cares if it's fake if it's true?" And I was like, "Nah, it feels like it matters."
See, that's what we're getting in the weeds of AI here, where we're not going to be able to tell what's real.
It's all slop.
And only AI is going to know what's real.
You can kinda
And then
tell.
AI starts saying the real shit and calling itself Mecha Hitler, and then they got to shut it down because it's getting too real.
Put it in
there's
timeout.
There's a targeted attack on truth.
Maybe
and
that's the real
information.
Samson option. Grok.
I mean, stuff's coming out about how Elon was in with Ghislaine, which I don't want to believe. I feel like
I don't trust him. He's with Thiel in the Palantir shit. I don't.
he's not in Palantir. What do you mean?
Like,
he
just
started out PayPal with him.
Yeah, but they're all together.
I don't know. I'm a big fan of Elon. He's benefited my life significantly.
Because you have a Tesla.
And Starlink and a flamethrower.
I mean, that's fair. You got his 3-key, everything but a rocket,
Yeah.
and you've got everything else.
I don't think he's pro-human. I think he's transhuman.
Oh, that was a funny Peter.
I
Thiel
kind
clip
of
the
am
other day.
too.
You're a transhuman?
When Peter Thiel was like, by the way, if Peter Thiel got 40 million invested from Jeffrey Epstein, I think that means his name is pronounced Petterthile.
Yeah.
But when they were like, "Do you want humanity to continue?" and he's like, I was like, okay, that's a bad answer from a
not
guy
great.
in your place, but honestly, I fucking agree. Because what's the problem? No matter what side of any issue you're on, we can all agree the problem is shitty people. And traffic is another huge problem, and pedophilia is another huge problem.
So
and those can
depopulation.
all be eliminated if we just stop having kids.
See,
That hurts the economy, though.
yeah, it does hurt the economy.
So the real enemy here is parents.
Well,
So
sorry guys.
you're basically a terrorist.
Yeah. I'm the opposite, which is obviously like there's still a million horrific people in the world. Probably not the least amount because we have the most people ever, but in terms of horrible people rate, in terms of rate stats, probably the least amount of horrible people per 100,000 in the history of Earth.
Right now?
Yeah,
I would say so.
easily.
I don't think so.
They
I would
were
say it
much
varies by
worse.
demographic
they
and income.
used to. I'm just talking about full Earth. Like you used to molest kids without a second thought. Ancient Rome was just full of people molesting kids constantly. That's all they did.
Cutting dicks off, turning them into
Yeah, but I'm sure there was
eunuchs.
also parts of the world that were severely against that.
Nah, not back then, dog.
Because that was the civilized part of the world. was Rome.
That was the most civilized part of the world, along with like China, basically.
Well, I
and
guess those
Persia.
kids finally grew up and were like, "Hey, we should stop doing that."
No, they
'cause
just
I didn't like
they
that.
just paid it forward for 1,000 years.
Yeah, I mean, I've always said homosexuality is a pyramid scheme. You get molested by a dude, then you grow up, you molest another dude. That is how that works. Most abusers were abused.
Yeah,
Hurt people, hurt people.
That just sounds like two commands.
I think we need to. I've said this before on other shows, but we need to actually take market control of homosexuality and of heterosexuality, of sexuality in general. Right now, the price of trying to get with a chick is too high. We start banging each other.
Control the market.
We control the market. Price goes down.
Yeah,
So a couple of us have to take a dive.
and the other have to take the dive.
Yeah.
But again, there's nothing gay about economics. That's the straightest.
You're
thing
being
in
a
the world.
businessman. So just fuck your bros, and then you can get with hotter chicks later.
Yeah.
I wanted to do a joke about how, I figured out the reason why Epstein was trafficking little girls. Because the only way to find a chick who isn't a complete whore, you have to get a 12-year-old.
Jesus Christ.
And then I was like, I think that's actually a little too real.
Maybe they may workshop that a little bit. You could tweak it. I think you're onto something.
That's why I think it makes you a good man to like whores.
To like prostitutes, or just to like
No.
chicks who hook up a lot.
Yeah, those.
Okay.
Because if you get into the whole like purity and innocence thing, that's when it gets creepy and
Yeah,
weird.
yeah. Certainly. And
Those
Jesus,
are the worst people.
Jesus only hung out with whores.
The dudes who are into like trad wives and my wife needs to be a virgin. Those are the worst people on earth.
I mean, I'm into the whole like shut up and stay in the kitchen thing, but I don't want to deal with a virgin.
Right?
Right. That's why I don't understand the appeal for Muslims with the 73 virgins or whatever.
72.
72.
72. That's just 72 inexperienced chicks. You got to show them each.
It's a lot of
get
work.
down. That's
Well, you
too
can have
much
them
work.
practice on each other. You can have like a whole.
They're not going to learn bad data in, bad data
Yeah,
out.
they're not going to be able to share like any secrets to each other. It's just going to be, if anything, they might get worse.
Yeah. It's just a spiraling loop of bad information.
You need a chick who's been in like one good relationship, so she knows how to be a girlfriend.
Yeah, first time girlfriends.
I'm not thinking about the like sex tricks. You could teach a girl how to give a blowjob. I'm not thinking of. She's got to know how to ride. Probably no. She's got to know how to cook.
Think that
she's got to know how to clean.
There's no substitute.
That's about it.
There's no substitute for experience. Theory only gets you so far.
Mm-hmm. Need to take it into practical matters.
Yeah. Because I've hooked up with very chaste girls. Not like chaste, but you know what I mean. But like more traditional prudish girls. And I've hooked up with girls who I don't even know if they were slutty, but they were freaks. Right? Like absolutely just like into it completely. And there's just a complete difference. Complete difference. They went out in the world. They figured out what they wanted and needed. And they just bring it. I think you need some reps. You need to take some BP.
Yeah, it's the only way you get better at anything.
Yeah. You can't win a game without practicing.
Who is today's Hitler?
I probably just Maxwell. Actually, no, that's Senator. Fuck that guy.
Dude, they gave up fucking American Secrets.
Oh my
Today's
god.
Hitler.
Yeah, so we do this thing at the end of the show.
Well, Elon Musk has made some of the greatest contributions to society, so I'd say him. Unless Hitler really did all that shit, then I'd say Netanyahu.
John Tower was the guy's name. But
Senator John Tower can eat
so
a dick.
we say who's today's Hitler because Americans are so bad at U.S. history or just world history in general that they just compare anybody that's bad to Hitler. So who's the worst person?
Doesn't matter who it is. It could be literally like someone on the level of Hitler, or it could be like a local politician refusing to put funds towards an extra bus line. They're all Hitler.
I mean, Hitler could have prevented Jeffrey Epstein from ever becoming a thing.
I think Maxwell left too early. I think Hitler missed his shot.
Well, D-Day, one of those German soldiers could have gunned him down.
He was
on
on
the
an
beaches.
easy. He was on an easy beach though. Omaha was the only beach that was like pretty gnarly. All the other ones were like they kind of got through pretty quick.
Okay.
So the British beaches,
I want you on the record be like, yeah, every other beach was a breeze.
I will use that to shit on British and Canadian soldiers until the day I die. Yeah.
It couldn't have been that hard. It was a beach.
Yeah.
It's a good
It was a
time.
day at the beach.
When have you ever had a bad day at the beach?
A lot.
It's
Honestly.
not
I get
possible.
sunburned a lot, so.
You gotta lug all the stuff too.
Yeah. In a way, I
You
can.
get a wagon with all your kids.
Yeah, I can't relate to anyone on Omaha Beach, but I could probably relate to a lot of people on Sword.
Okay.
Just what I'm saying.
Similar experience with you.
Yeah. It's hot. Got to carry a lot of stuff. Someone's annoying you from somewhere else.
I love the beach. I'll take the beach over the mountains any day.
I'm
Now,
definitely.
if I had to go to war in a mountain, that'd be rough,
See,
especially uphill.
the problem with going to war at beaches is what beaches are we talking about? Because there's no place I want to fight a war less than anywhere in the tropical Pacific. Like Vietnam, anywhere they were in World War II. Seems like a fucking
All
nightmare.
right, Galveston.
I could deal with Galveston.
Wow, that sounds great. The Thailand beaches are amazing. It's very hot though.
Yeah, and you're not in a swimsuit.
Well, you could just wear boots and a Speedo.
That's true. I mean, you could. What are they going to tell you while you're getting shot at? Nothing. They'll yell at you later, maybe.
You'll
but
be
yeah.
fast. You're not getting fucking weighed down.
You might not get shot. They might be like, it's funny that the Speedo guy's still alive.
You're just butt naked. Everyone's just butt naked. You get squirty. Like, wait, that wasn't sunscreen.
You're gonna intimidate the Asian forces as well with your big hogs.
With your huge white cock.
Your average size.
They might just put their guns down. Yeah.
White
It's
penis.
huge compared to that.
Yeah. They're like, how can we fight these, superior beings
How could we ever?
with their massive hogs?
Yeah.
Anyway, Eli, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Where can the people find you?
At Eli Halpern Comedy on Instagram.
You do anything coming up?
And look up Brody Lowballer on Spotify. I make a bunch of music. I make so many different kinds that I promise you will like at least 2 of them.
I like the country stuff. I
A
like
little
the
something for
folksy
everyone.
stuff. Yeah.
I'm going to be leaving the country at the end of the month. I'm going to UK for the Fringe Festival in Scotland. And then I'm touring all over Europe for September. And
Is this music or comedy?
This is
Comedy.
comedy. So
Okay.
this is the festival where you just do a shit ton of sets.
yeah.
Nice.
I mean, if someone's got a guitar, I might, be like, can I borrow that?
Bust
Do
it
a little
out. Where
guitar
is
sets.
Fringe Press in London or?
Edinburgh, Scotland.
Oh, nice. Fuck
Yeah.
yeah. I've heard Edinburgh's dope.
Have you incorporated the
There's
guitar into your
castles.
comedy?
A little bit. I've done a few like open mics with it, and it crushed.
Yeah.
It was great. I'm really good at like freestyle songs, and you can be really hacky with it too. Someone told me to do a song about Pokemon, and I was like, I want to
You just
take a
riff.
peek at you and
Yeah.
riot you, we'll roofie you until you Snorlax.
But it's the delivery
yeah.
that makes the hack good.
You have the
Yeah.
confidence.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can be hacky in music. It lowers the bar because it heightens the quality.
Exactly. That's great. That's a perfect way to put it.
Covers up a lot of holes.
Yeah. And then I did one joke. I hit the punchline and it bombed. And then I just repeated the punchline, singing it and strumming a chord.
Crushed.
And it crushed. Yeah.
Maybe we should score everything, honestly.
Yeah. Score the whole podcast.
I'll have to work on that.
Yeah. We'll find a good. Lay down a beat for us, Eli.
Yeah.
I'm down.
All right.
I'll come through with a guitar. And
All right.
whenever there's like a lull,
I'll
I'll just repeat the last thing that was said. It'll work.
Perfect.
Anyway, thanks for tuning in. Check out our Patreon, patreon.com/softcorehistory. 2 additional episodes every week. You get one Wednesday and one Friday. We just dropped one last week. Rob did a 40-minute sketch
Oh yeah.
that
A
crushed.
little short.
Rave
audio.
reviews. Had Jack Mandeville in it, Jesse Wiseman, me, you,
Yeah.
Boosh,
My wife.
your wife's mouth.
Yep. My wife's mouth. Her mouth did some good work.
Your mouth. Her mouth has done a lot for this podcast.
It has. Yeah, it has. We appreciate it.
We do. And for Eli, for Fox, I'm Dan Regester. You just got sauce served.